West.
Our capital stock hasn't been destroyed. Our human capital stock is ready to get back to work.
Time is money, boy.
On the issue of working conditions, I'm very proud of our working conditions.
If I had the opportunity to talk to Jeff Bezos face to face, I would really want to ask him, have he ever worked in a warehouse before? Have he sweated for 10 to 12 hours a day and not being able to go to the restroom when he needed to go?
People will do anything for money.
Nothing was ever enough.
You're the capitalist who does not care about the social consequences of his...
Owned by the richest man in the world, so we know the issue cannot be that he doesn't have the money.
Of working conditions, I'm very proud of our working conditions.
They got cameras, they watching us all the time.
It's a lot of walking, it's a lot of fast pace, it's a lot of climbing upstairs. It's just a lot for the human body.
It's tiring, it's consistent, it's fast speed, it's unsafe because you consistently working fast pace 10 hours, only 2 breaks.
They're getting treated like robots, and it's not fair because even robots break down sometimes.
I'll say it. I would like to start a class war.
I will say it again. There is no such thing as an ethical billionaire. Billionaires only exist because they exploit and underpay their workers. Jeff Bezos has £131 billion, yet the average pay for Amazon warehouse workers is £10 an hour. And at Amazon, a lot of the machines have monitors to record the productivity of employees, which actually means that a lot of employees miss bathroom breaks to avoid being fired. And all of this aside, I just feel like a lot of people don't understand how much money £1 billion is. 1 million seconds is 11.5 days, whereas 1 billion seconds is 31.5 years. Another example, if I was a billionaire and I spent £10,000 a day, it would take me 274 years to spend all of my money. It's an unspendable amount of money. And when there are people that are living on the street and struggling to find money for food and clothes, hoarding that much wealth in my eyes is evil. So I didn't realise that my opinion on billionaires was so controversial. So let's reply to some of my favourite comments. They can't be being exploited if they're choosing to work there. Just go work somewhere else. A lot of people are desperate for jobs, especially at the present time because a lot of people are struggling financially. There have been many complaints about the working conditions at Amazon, and yet they choose to ignore it because they can, because they're in a position of power. This is exploitation. You do know that Jeff Bezos' money isn't liquid. He'd have to sell his stocks to get liquidity. He would not need to sell his stocks to get liquidity. He could literally walk into a bank and get a loan, and he can use his stocks as collateral to obtain his liquid money, which would not be difficult considering he owns one of the biggest companies in the world. Fun fact, he also lives in the most expensive house in LA. Billionaires are just normal people like us. They're not obligated to give money and you can't make them. My point is not that they're obligated to give money. My point is to hoard an unspendable amount of money is unethical, especially when there are people suffering and dying that would really benefit from the money. Replying to my favourite comments on my billionaire video part 2. You're just jealous that you're not a billionaire. How much money do you donate every year? I would not want to be a billionaire because that kind of money is unspendable. I don't need unspendable money. And this is besides the point, but I donate what I can when I can. But a lot of these billionaires worked so hard for their money. They earned it themselves. A lot of the existing billionaires in the world come from old money. And by old money, I mean slavery, which is obviously an extreme example of exploitation. And when slavery was abolished, these slave owners were paid compensation for losing their slaves. Poor them. And even if we don't consider the billionaires that got their money from slavery, billionaires only exist because they exploit people. Exploitation is not working hard. Even if they didn't get their wealth fairly, good on them for seeing a business opportunity and taking a chance. It's one thing that some people won't acknowledge that billionaires exploit people, but the fact that some people literally know and are like, they did what they have to do. I'm lost for words with this one. I don't know what to say.
I have issues with ladies talking about TOT time, time off task, when they have to go use the restroom. And they saying that the restroom could be on the other side of the building, that they have to take their walk so far and they're timing them. And when they run out of time, people are calling me emotional like, Michael, I'm on last chance. They said it's extremely hot in there. They said they have had people to pass out because of the extreme hotness in there.
Who get doctored or get TOT time for going to the bathroom? Who get doctored for going to get water if you need water, if you have to leave off your station?
I'm often told by people on this app that billionaires like Jeff Bezos deserve all of the money they make because they work really hard for it. So I decided to do a little bit of math. It turns out that Jeff Bezos makes $13.4 million per hour, and the average American makes about $27 an hour. Do you think it's possible that Jeff Bezos is working 496,000 times as hard per hour as the average American? No one should be making that kind of money while normal American people starve.
Jeff Bezos out with his next big idea, announcing a multi-billion-dollar effort to fight climate change, calling it the Bezos Earth Fund. The Amazon founder wrote on Instagram, "This global initiative will fund scientists, activists, NGOs, any effort that offers a real possibility to help preserve and protect the natural world. We can save Earth."
There was a knock one morning. A man was standing at my door. He said, "Hello, I'm from Halliburton. Have you heard of us before? We'd like to lease your backyard to drill for natural gas. It's called hydraulic fracturing, and it is the very pass for a clean..." Cause you had a bad day, you take one down, you sing a sad song just to turn it around. You say you don't know, you tell me don't lie, you